together, and you're shaking the arms nice and kickstand tap. So rooting through the hair, so I'm gonna feel the side stretch. Right together. Let your fingernails face down, line angle. Okay. So step the right leg out, turn the left, and then exhale like you were bent on, and then reach. My jaw is not clenched; it's soft. Hey guys, YJ Yoga here. I'm Kimberly, and today we're gonna work on energy. So we're gonna get the body rolling, and we're gonna move through a lot of different sequences, nice and slow, and we're gonna build energy in the body. And the goal is to stretch the body at many different angles as we can without exhausting ourselves, because we're building energy today. So hop on your mat and let's get started. Our first posture sequence is going to be on the floor, and we're going to start in a rotation of child's pose into cobra pose. So with this set of asanas, just do the best that you can. Always never push yourself. Just go and have an adventure and maybe expose yourself to something new. All right? So for the first one, we're going to bring the knees together. If you can, you just go to your level. If it doesn't work for you, just keep them separate. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push your hands into the mat like you're pushing the mat away from you, and start to traction the hips back. So you get right into that lower back and firm up the belly the whole time. All right? Now this is one of my favorite ways to do child's pose. We're going to go in and get a little twist. So I'm going to root through the right hand, and eventually I'm going to tent it, and then I'm going to take my left arm straight under. You've probably seen this before. But now my goal is to bring my head through underneath my armpit as far as I can. And what I'm going to do is get the whole back left side of my body in between my shoulder blades. My hips are mostly stacked over my knees. And you do a couple of breaths here. Now if it's not comfortable for you, you just take it back a bit, okay? And the next breath, we're going to push through the front hand, and you want to inhale and come up and out of a twist always. Then we're going to move forward into a cobra pose, release the back. So I'm going to take the chest forward, shoulders on the back, firm the belly, and smear my ribs across the yoga mat. Wiggle my butt a little bit to loosen the back. Then I use my whole body, push back up, child's pose. Rest back through the hips, using the traction of the hands. So again, this is like a trick that I use. It's like you're pushing the mat away from you. And then you're going to get a really good degree of an opening in your lower back. Move around, you never have to stay like a statue. Remember, we're sculpting the body in and out of things that are in the way. Left side, so I'm going to tent these left fingers, take the right arm, express it, expose it, and then bring it right underneath the armpit. Okay? Adjust yourself, maybe you need to move your hand like I do. And you're going to get the whole right side. That back. You'll get a little bit into the neck too. So I don't have a lot of weight on my head. It's mostly in the arm that's rooted, and then this tented hand, and then my knees and my hips are taking a lot of the weight. A couple more breaths here. If you like it, you can stay a little longer. I'll never tell you not to. And now I'm going to press through my left hand, and always inhale up and out of the twist. One more time, cobra pose. Forward. And this time we're going to start to strengthen the back a little bit. So I'm going to levitate my hands in an anchor form off of the floor, and I'm going to express some strength and energy through my spinal extensor muscles, so the lower back, middle back, upper back. I'm just going to go in and out. So I'm lifting, inhale, bloat out your belly, and then exhale, firm up your belly, really smear your toenails into the yoga mat for grip, like a little tail grip. And exhale, we're going to do one more of those. Inhale, hold it, and release. Just let one cheek down, move your hips around. Now we're going to go right into the quadratus lumborum. So lower back side of the obliques. So right back in here. Lift up, bring your knees together, and bring your hands forward of your shoulders. And all you're going to do is just let your hips sag side to side. So I'm getting right into the side wall of my waistline in towards the back. It's a really tight area. Feels really good. So releasing left side. So right in here you're getting. Okay? Just let your hips hang. Your hips are heavy, so they're going to do a lot of the work for you with the weight. And I lift through my belly, up and over. One more time on either side. Just move around if you want to get right into the little nooks and crannies here. And one more time to the other side. And avoid slouching, keep the arms nice and kickstand for yourself. Okay, and back to center and just loosening up a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna go and just move ourselves into downward facing dog. Moving right into downward facing dog, stretch those hamstrings, and right into the IT band. This is a great stretch. So rooting through the hands, again, pushing the feet and the hands in towards the earth and levitating away from the earth as the feet and the hands, they melt down. So your Hasta Bandhas and your Pada Bandhas. Lift up a couple times to massage into the arches of your feet if you like. I like to get into my side rib cage here, so let's all lift our heels and drop over to the right side. You're gonna feel it right in the left side of your ribs. And again, you don't wanna bend the elbows, you wanna kickstand those arms. Flipping sides, getting into that right rib cage, right underneath your armpit into the latissimus. It's a juicy spot. And back to center. Remember, we're energizing, so we wanna open up as many angles of the body as we can. From here, I'm gonna take the right leg. This is a little tricky. So you wanna take the right foot and kick it towards your left wrist, okay, a couple inches away. Then I'm gonna take my left leg and scissor it behind. Now what happens is my right side hip wants to come out, so I'm gonna push it back. And there's where I'm gonna feel the side stretch in my IT bag. Now for some of us, we might wanna block. So it's actually really nice to have a block handy. And what you can do is if you're able to fold forward in here, press through both of your big toes a lot and squeeze your inner thighs as you walk your front right hip back, all right? And you'll feel this. Now you can rest your forearms on the mat or you can hold your thigh, okay? I'm able to go a little bit further here, so this is nice, but I don't want to slouch and hang out. I want to keep the body firm, energized, the core engaged. Breathing here, 2 more breaths. If you need to come out, of course you can, but again, have a little bit. One more breath here, not slouching, maintaining the energy so that you feel energized after this beautiful practice that you participated in today. All right, then I'm going to just take the block, move it over to the opposite side, onto the right side, and take my left leg back and switch sides. So I'm going to scissor the legs. Okay, once you get there, squeeze the inner thighs. Walk the left hip back now. Okay, firm up the belly. Elongate and bow into it as you press. This is super important, the little plugs of your big toes. Press into your big toes, roll through your inner arches a little bit, and lift in the pudgy parts of your toes. Okay, press them down to the yoga mat. 2 more breaths here. Firm up your stomach, keep it firm. Breathing in through the nose, expanding the lungs, and then down deep into the lower belly. 1 more breath here. You should probably feel a little bit of heat in the cheeks of your face, which is good news. That's a form of energy. Now I'm going to take the block away. Don't need it. Root through the hands back into your downward facing dog. So you might want to tent the hands, bring your back leg back, bring your front leg back. Downward dog, move it around. And we're going to step forward now into Utkatasana, our fierce warrior. So right leg's going to come forward. Left leg's gonna follow. Maybe you want your legs separated, maybe together. And you just start to bring your hips back into a chair. Okay, I like to go quite low here and squeeze my inner thighs and then come up. So we're gonna pulsate 3 of these. So up here, do not banana your spine. It's really easy to do that, okay? You wanna anchor your tailbone towards the heels and firm up your belly. And it's a little bit challenging. Keep the hands separate and drop down, squeeze the legs toward each other, press into your toes like you're gonna fall forward and backwards at the same time, and come up, anchor the tailbone, firm up your belly, come down, using the breath. Now all the way up to standing, push the earth away. Arms are gonna come up overhead, strong legs, strong core, strong frame, energy, and exhale. So now we're going to come into a couple of sun salutations here, okay? So we're going to inhale, arms come up. Exhale, we're gonna fold the body forward. Inhale and extend through your torso. And then exhale, fold forward. Let's move towards plank position. Energy, hold plank for 5 breaths. If you need to drop your knees, that is a-okay, okay? This is 1. I like to move forward and back, play around with a little bit of buoyancy so I don't have to think about holding plank pose so much. And 3, nice strong arms, strong legs. Press out through your heels. Lift through your belly, smear your heart forward, and all the way down to the ground. Put your shoulder blades on your back, and all the way down to the ground. So we're gonna do a little bit of back extension here, moving through our spinal extensor muscles, okay? To keep the energy flowing, you wanna do the front side and the back body, okay? So the first one, we're gonna pulsate through 3. Inhale, arms and legs come up. Exhale. Inhale, arms to the side. Come up. Exhale. Flip your palms so that your fingernails face down, and then you're gonna lift everything up. Inhale. Hold here for 3, for 2, for 1, all the way down to the ground. Put one cheek to the side and move your hips around. And give yourself a little massage in the back there. Okay, we're gonna move up to some standing postures now. A little bit more energy, getting deep in the hips, which is always really, really yummy. The goal is to get a lot of blood flow. Once you got a lot of blood flow and you're releasing the tense muscles or the joints, that's when you get that energy back. And that's what we want. So taking the hands, try this with me here. Take the hands beside the rib cage, not underneath the armpits, beside the rib cage. Take your shoulders and roll them back, okay? Lift your bum like an inchworm, tuck your toes under, and see if you can lift into a plank. So you're gonna inhale. Okay, not so bad, right? Downward dog. Relax your head. We're gonna step forward, feet to hands. Come right into your extension, and exhale, fold forward from here. Best you can. Need to soften the knees, widen the legs, it's all good. So the first standing posture is Trikonasana, side angle, okay? So step the right leg out, turn the left foot, and then turn the right foot to the front of the mat, okay? I like to move the hips around just to get the little juices flowing here. You're gonna get an inner groin stretch on both legs and in towards your lower back. So always firm up the belly, extend the arms like you mean it. You don't just be like all along, going to the ankle. Really reach out, move your hips around, okay? And then soften the front knee a teensy bit as you push the front foot into the floor. Reach, 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 and reach as far as you can. Maybe you want to block for your hand. Maybe you can reach your shin, but don't lean into it. Reach up and out through the hand. 5 breaths. I'm going to go ahead and grab my big old toe, because that's sort of where I'm at, which is fine. You just go to the level that you can do. Remember that the yoga postures, it's not about what they look like, it's how they feel. And it's about moving the junk out of the way over time so that you can start to move into the asanas at your level with leisure. One more breath here. You can look forward with the head. You don't have to crank the head up. Look down, soften the right knee, and inhale, come up. Hold your sideways, pivot the feet, move your hips around, check out what this side's talking about. Moving into the left side, move the hips around, see what this hip's talking about. One side's always nicer. I know that this side's not so nice for me, so I'm gonna give it a little love and energy. I'm gonna reach, reach, reach. Expand through my hips, expand through my inner thighs, my legs, firm up my belly, and really elongate through the points of my spine as I expand the ribs front, side, and back. Utthita Trikonasana. Again, you don't have to go for the big old toe. You can hold a block, okay? You can hold the shin, don't rest into it. I'm gonna go for that. I have long arms, short legs. So sometimes postures really work with our frame, which is kind of fun. 2 more breaths here, so I'm gonna inhale. Remember, you don't have to look up, you can look forward. Every day the asanas grow. Sometimes they move backwards on you, and then you can regrow. look down, soften the left knee. Inhale, come up, turn forward facing. We're gonna go into a wide leg stance, Prasarita A. This is a nice position. So you wanna hold the side waist. You basically want about, 5 feet in between the legs. You don't wanna be super spread out because you're gonna get your head too far to the floor. You wanna just graze the floor if it's a possibility for you, okay? So hold the waist, inhale, lean back with a firm stomach, and then exhale when you're ready. Energize through the legs and the feet, and come forward as your hips start to lift. Okay? Expanding and expressing through the gluteus. Root your hands shoulder distance, spread your fingers wide. Extend and look up. Maybe you're not here, maybe you have a block, that's fine too. If you can go forward, go on down. Walk your hands shoulder distance. My head's just grazing the floor. Say for instance, I was able to go deeper. I don't want to press my head into the floor. So I'm actually gonna shrink my stance so that I'm just grazing the floor. It's important that you don't put pressure on the head. A little bit of energy going upside down, flipping the blood flow. This is good news. So the same thing applies here with the hands. You wanna push the hands slightly forward, like you're gripping into the earth. That's how you get the traction, and that's how you're gonna get your chest to start to move freely between the thighs. Okay, and then I tip the weight forward, play with moving forward and backwards. 2 more breaths here, if you can handle that. This is an inversion. Rolling the shoulders around and feeling free, not stiff and locked up. You always wanna have mobility in your asana, and if you don't, then you back off. And I'm gonna slowly inhale. It's very classic to feel lightheaded when you come out of this asana, so make sure that you're hydrating, okay? And if you feel lightheaded, just go slowly, okay? And then we'll walk back up, nice and easy. Turn to face the front of your mat, and step forward, okay? We're gonna move through a hip opener and into warrior 3. So I'm gonna take my right leg up, flex the foot, and place it above the left knee. Some of us might go here, some of us might go here. If you can reach the floor, give her, go for it. I like to hook my foot around the side of my arm, inhaling here, a couple of breaths, getting into the side of the femur, side of the butt muscles, upper thigh, outer thigh, firming up the belly. From here, I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna take my right leg into warrior 3. So with warrior 3, you wanna imagine that you're gonna kick a wall behind you so that your foot's not turning open and you're not squeezing your butt. Neutral, just like standing, neutral, okay? And then reach the arms forward, firm up your stomach. Now we're gonna take it for a little ride here. We're gonna kick and fall back into a lunge, drop the back knee, arms up, kick forward if you can, so it happens on an inhale with momentum. So almost pretend you have a little ball in your hand, you're gonna chuck it. Inhale, extend, exhale, come down, reach, express through the hip flexor, right into the abdomen, and inhale, come up, exhale last time, back. And step into a forward fold here. So reach the hands forward and step, forward fold. And let all the breath go. Roll up super easy, super smooth. And we're gonna do the other leg, okay? So I'm gonna lift up the leg, flex the foot, place it above my knee joint on my quadricep. And maybe you're here, maybe you need to hold the wall, that's fine too. Just go to your level to build the energy, opening up the hip joint, opening up the hip socket. Couple breaths here. If it feels really good, hang out here. Now I'm gonna take the left leg back and I'm gonna do my little warrior 3 lunging sequence, okay? If you can just do one, do one. If you can do all 3, hey, come on in and do it. So I'm gonna come up, take the leg off, and again, pressing the leg back, I'm kicking that imaginary wall. Okay, leaning forward, firming up the belly, strong rooted leg, arms forward. Inhale here, exhale, come back with control, arms up, express through the hip flexor, push off on an inhale with momentum, so I'm just coming up. Mimic and shadow the things that you were doing prior so that you can imagine that you're still in the wheel of it all, even though you've changed positions, pretend that nothing has changed. Inhale. If you're all wobbly, that's okay. Just laugh it off and jump back on the boat here. Inhale. Exhale through the hip. One more time, inhale, throw the ball. Come up. And put the hands down, forward fold. Inhale, extend. Shake it out through the hips, soften the knees, and fold forward. So now what we're gonna do is from our forward fold, all you're gonna do is step your left leg back into a lunge, okay? And we're gonna do a twist, okay? We're gonna twist and do a little back bend, and then we're gonna go to resting, which is something to look forward to. But even this is something to look forward to. So I'm gonna bring my left arm up. I like to really express through the left side. And what you're gravitating for is you wanna move this left side, your whole set of organs, over to the right side. So what I do is I inhale, and then I exhale, I kind of concave my belly in so I can move it over the thigh. Some of us might be with the hand, so place the hand on the outer knee and the right hand into the gluteus. And you're gonna get a wicked rotation here, okay? Otherwise, get your tricep past the knee, not on the knee, past the knee. Might take you a few moments to get into it. It's like you're sculpting, you know, Play-Doh here. Bring the heel of the hands together, press the hands together. If you feel like you can put the hands towards the heart, fire up that back leg. Make it really strong. 5 breaths, inhale. Don't be afraid to breathe here, especially when you're in twist. Sometimes you feel restricted to breathe, so then you might want to come out of it a little bit. So make sure that you're not like gasping for air. Full breath. The belly's going to press against the thigh, massaging the organs, giving them energy. So we're building energy today. One more nice long breath here. Now I'm always crazy about these when it comes to like coming out of twists. It's very important how you come out. You always come out of a twist on an inhalation, okay? It's for your lower back. You can feel it in your lower back. So you want to inhale and exhale. And it's a whole other world coming out of the twist that way. That's my theory. So fire up the back leg like you have a little stiletto on, okay? Men can wear stilettos too, it's okay. And you're gonna reach open the heart. Squeeze the inner thighs toward each other. And then exhale into downward facing dog for the other side. So right leg comes back. Take your sweet time, don't have to rush into it. Again, we're not here to burn ourselves out. We're here to create some energy. Okay? Fill our bodies. Left leg forward, right knee down. All the same rules apply. Okay? So I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna let you go into this left side. 5 breaths. Come out on an inhale, but I'll guide you out of that. So go on in. Take your sweet time getting there. There's no rush. Remember, removing the stuff, the layers out of the way so that we can create these beautiful asanas in our body so that we can be mobile. It's very important to be mobile. Don't you want to roll your garbage can out onto the street doing Warrior 3? Woohoo! Look at me! You know, it's fun. Build the energy. Keep the strength. Keep your spirits happy. And build mobility. One more breath here. If you're faster than me, that's okay. So big inhale. Be dramatic like me, and then exhale. Fire up the back leg like you got a stiletto on, and then reach open. Shine the heart. You're gonna step forward into standing. We're gonna go right down to the floor to do camel pose and into resting. Okay, let's go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, extend through your heart. Lift your heels. I dare you to remove your hands. Go for it. I don't know if I want to. Okay, I will. Reach your hands back. So this is diver pose. This is super fun. And then exhale, release your heels, release your hands. Laugh it off, it's fun. Then you're gonna step back into your plank. Pause here, anchor your tailbone, drop your knees if you want to, put your shoulder blades on your back. I'm gonna hover a foot from the floor in chaturanga. You can feel free to go to cobra all the way down. Then I'm gonna go through upward dog. So we haven't done that yet. I'm feeling energized. So I feel like I have the strength to do it. I'm doing it. And then I'm gonna exhale, come back. Take my time. I'm gonna drop down onto the knees. Sit back in hero pose and pause. Just collect my breath. Okay, last pose. So this is gonna be Ustrasana, camel pose. Now with Ustrasana, with back bending, with camel pose, it's on the knees. You can roll up a blanket, you can roll up in front of your yogi mat, get a little bit more padding, okay? Whatever feels good for you. Now with this posture, you don't have to like arc all the way back. You just go to your level, but the key is to get visual, create an arc, okay? Like a rainbow or the opening of a cave door. You're not creating a V, you're creating a C, okay? So I don't want to sit in my lower back. I want to lengthen my rib cage, like someone has their hands in my lower back to help brace me, and I want to open my heart. And you might just be here, and that's fantastic, okay? So you go to the level that you can do. I like to tuck my toes, okay? And then I really listen to what's going on, okay? So I'm not pushing my hips forward. I'm gonna get all alignment on you now. So femur over knees, okay? Not behind, not further than. Femur, knees, okay? That's a good alignment measure for you. So I like to inhale, really reach my arm, not muscling, I'm being really limp with it. Gumby arm here. Inhale, inhale, and then I exhale. Can I reach it? Oh, I got her, so that's good. If you can't get it, put it on the lower back, okay? And then same thing with the other side. I reach, reach. Gumby arm, really soft. Heart is going up, 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 up. Exhale. Do I got her? Oh, there she is. Now I'm gonna reach, inhale my heart up. Now you do not have to drop your head back. I'm comfortable, so I'm gonna do it. So what I do is I pucker up my shoulders, make a double chin, and I draw my head back safely. And I lengthen it into my arc. A lot of breath. Really quiet. Now when I come up, I walk my hands up. And then I shrug my shoulders to support my head. Then I tuck my feet flat and sit back. Something that's nice to do here, if you put your head back, is traction. So you take your hands beside the jaw and the ears, soften your mouth, let it drop, and just lift it, move it around. I'm placing my thumbs right in my occipital ridge on the side, and I'm lifting. Okay, I'm lifting here. And my jaw is not clenched, it's soft. Okay, if you want to come forward and do it, it's nice to come forward and do this action. Rest on the elbows, and you just move it around slowly as you lift the head. Soft mouth, okay? And that just reduces it just reduces any compression. Gives you traction. Okay, that's fun. Now, I feel good. I feel energized. So now we're gonna come onto the floor. And we're gonna get ready for our Shavasana, or relaxation. So, reach your hands behind you, flex the feet, and you're gonna window wiper the legs, simply to start releasing the lower back from Ustrasana, from the camel pose, from the back bend. Because we don't sit in back bends a lot in our human nature, right? So when we do it, it feels foreign, but it sure feels good. It's a healthy way to expand the heart and release any tension in the back. You just have to do the work, And that'll give you a lot of energy. We moved in a lot of angles today, which was really cool. I'm super stoked you came along. Super fun. Now go ahead, engage your core. You're like, Kimberly, I thought we were done. You are done. But just engage your core. There's always room for a little bit more energy, A little bit more. Lengthen the tailbone towards your heels, saying, hey. lower down, release. Now, if there's anything that you want to do to release your lower back, bend your knees in towards your chest. Gives you real good traction. Pull the knees in towards you. If you can lift your head, if you got a little bit more energy in you, kiss the knees. Mwah. Thanks, knees, being here for me today. And release down. If you wish to move the legs side to side, go ahead. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel nice and energized. So I'm going to go on down, friends. And I'm going to rest in Shavasana. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Namaste.